Hey, vinyl community, Jason here, coming at you with a video, doing another one in the house. I still have the house myself, sort of. It's Friday, finished up a little early, had some time before I have to go pick up my daughter from daycare, so that'd be a good time to do a video. Recent vinyl finds, April 2022. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do another recent vinyl finds. I said that before though. I seem to keep finding stuff. So first, this is what we're listening to. This is Zoot Sims Eastern Suite. Okay, no, Eastern Flight. I'm sorry. Zoot Sims. I don't know. I found this in a collection, so I'll talk about the collection in a little bit. But yeah, this record was a big surprise. I had little expectation. I've been seeing a lot of people on Instagram post pictures of records with sunsets lately, so I don't know if that's just like, if it has a sunset that means it's good. But I mean, this is a cheap record. You can get this thing shipped for $10, like a very nice copy. It's on Shrysco, which is my second one on Shrysco. I just found that Dollar Brown record a month or two ago, so yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have high expectations of Zoot Sims, but this side B really cooks. That's what we're listening to. Highly recommend. This is like the epitome of cheap beat. But you got Zoot Sims, Buddy Rich on the drums, Bucky Pizzarelli on guitar, Milt Hinton bass, Lionel Hampton on the vibes, and Teddy Summers on the percussion. Most of these people I don't really know, outside of Buddy Rich and Lionel Hampton, I guess. But yeah, really awesome record. Yeah, killer. So just jump right in. So I went to a record show. It was the end of March, so no, it was the end of February, so it's been a while. So I finally got these clean. I don't know. I get a little overwhelmed at record shows. I don't know if it's kind of like record store. It's just too much. Kind of why I like buying collections. I don't really have to think about it too much. It is what it is, I guess. So I get a lot of cool discoveries. I probably tried to like find weird stuff at the record show. I don't know, I just get overwhelmed. But I did pick up a few things that I ended up keeping. First one, this is the Heath Brothers, In Motion with Stanley Cowell. This is on Columbia 79. It's got Tony Perone on the guitar as well. I don't know the year. I think it's 79. I want to say it's pretty sure it's the 70s. 79. Yeah, this thing's not like mind blowing or anything, but there was a guy selling records for, I think it was 2 for $5, so I picked up this one and another one I'm going to show next. Yeah, but really happy with it. It's not like, yeah, mind blowing or anything, but it's got some really good moments on it for sure. So yeah, for $2.50, can't pass that up. This is the other one I got, 2 for $5. This was Jack DeJohnette, special edition. I didn't really know. I mean, I know Jack DeJohnette. I mean, it was on ECM. I didn't really have high expectations on this either. But I saw the lineup too, looked pretty good. Jack DeJohnette, David Murray on tenor sax and bass clarinet. Arthur Blythe on alto sax, and Peter Warren on the bass and cello. And I just listened to this like right before I did this video. Man, this thing is really good. This is from '80. It's kind of like avant-garde, but like pretty easy to listen to. This the bass clarinet on here is pretty wild. I think this is a really good record. Glad I picked this thing up. So you got, there's 5 songs, 5 tracks. You got 3 Jack DeJohnette songs and 2 John Coltrane songs. So yeah, I was really happy with this. This one, I mean, it's a pretty cheap record. I think I just got it like $10 record or something, but yeah, really good. I was really impressed with that. Like, I think going in with low expectations sometimes makes it sound better. Just depends on your mood you're into, I guess, right? This is another one I picked up there. This is Everybody Loves a Winner by the Harold Johnson Sextet. On review. I didn't know this one, but I have their first album, Harold Johnson Sextet. I think it's called On Elm Street. I do like soul jazz. Soul jazz kind of was one of the first things I sort of got me into jazz. Now it's a little bit too cheesy, depending on what it is, but this one's good. It's palatable. It's cooking. Again, nothing like mind blowing, but I know the first album. I think they were in high school, and this one came out not too much longer after that. I mean, they look really young, so they gotta be just, you know, in their maybe 20 or even in their teens. But yeah, good solid record. Glad I picked it up. I think they only put out 2. Stand corrected, so that's the second one I have both down. This is the last one that I got at the show. This is Opa, and the album's Golden Wings. I saw somebody show this on a video, Tom from EXP. I did listen to it. I liked it. It's kind of like Latin jazz fusion-ish. I just picked it up. It has Hermetic Pasquale on it, who's like my favorite Brazilian jazz musician. One of them, probably my favorite. But yeah, it's like Latin jazz fusion. Really good. It's definitely, you have to be in a certain mood for like kind of that fusion. But yeah, so pick that one up. This is one I just got from like a local. This Monsters of Man pink vinyl. My wife loves Monsters of Man. Happy wife, happy life, right? I bought this collection from a girl. She had like 10 records, so I sold most of them. Kept this one. Was hoping there was something else, and there was a few I didn't know. There's all kind of like this indie stuff, but yeah, stoked to get that. My wife loves it, so. So this is a collection I just bought. Actually, I wouldn't really have that many records to show, except I bought a collection. Was it 2 weeks ago? My friend was in town. It was kind of a far drive, up and over the hill. Probably took me over an hour to get there. And I was a little late to see my friend. And the collection, it was 300 records. It was definitely picked over. The guy, well, it was less than 300. It was maybe like it was a little less than 300, like 280 somehow. But the guy had on the records, which I don't have, I took them all off. He had stickers, and every record had a number, you know, and they had like up to like 350. So it was a guy selling his dad's old collection. He said he had it in his garage for like 6 years. His mom left town, and she just told him like get rid of it. So you could definitely tell it was picked over because it was a jazz, blues, kind of like soul collection, mostly jazz and blues. And I don't know if the guy sold the stuff that was more valuable, or it's been picked over for sure, because it's the second time I bought like a pretty big jazz collection, and there's not one single Blue Note, Impulse, Prestige. And like, how can you have a jazz collection and not have like one of those? So it's definitely picked, and it had 300, and the stickers went up to 350, and there's only 280 records, so definitely 70 were gone. So I imagine those were picked over, but the price was right. It was basically like $1 a record I paid. So I got some interesting. A lot of them were beat, unfortunately. So some of these aren't the best condition, but yeah, it's pretty good stuff. So the first one, this is Etta James. This is Etta is better than ever. Yeah. Anyways, on Chess. This thing's pretty decent condition. Kind of has a couple like little scuffs. There's a little bit of pop here and there, but it's pretty clean overall. I think this is from '76. It's like super funky. I definitely did not expect this. I have a couple of Etta James records. I think I have her first 2. One of them was original, the other one was a repress, I believe. I do want At Last, of course. I think everybody wants At Last. That's an expensive record, but yeah, I was really surprised with this. I didn't know what to expect. It's really funky. Like, yeah, really good. Stoked to get that one. This is Chico Hamilton. Chico Hamilton and the Players. This is on Blue Note. It's on that, got that black B. I think this is the late 70s, 76. So yeah, just when I thought I couldn't get any more Chico Hamilton in my life, I really like the cover on this. It's really cool. I'll probably throw this on after side 2's done. yeah, it's really good. Surprised me. It's got some good players on here too. Has Chico Hamilton on drums, Abdullah on conga, Steve Dre on electric bass, Arthur Blythe on alto sax from that Jack DeJohnette record, and Will Connell Jr. on alto sax, Ronnie Jones on guitar. Yeah, I was really surprised by this. Didn't really have, I mean, it's a fairly cheap record. Yeah, I just didn't really have high expectations, but man, it's really good. I think it's the side 2, side 1. I think it's side 1. He's got this like long ass drum solo. It's really good to intro into one of the songs. I think it's First Light. Gotta say that's the track. But yeah, I would say 3 out of 4 cuts on the first side are really, really good. Yeah, so really enjoyed that. Love me some Chico. I always wonder about like drummers have their own bands. Cause I know you don't really think about drummers like writing the music and stuff. But I guess if you have a good beat, right? I mean, then everything else kind of falls into place. It's like super groovy. So because there's a lot of good drummer, at least I like, like Chico Hamilton and of course Art Blakey. Trying to think of who else. Jack DeJohnette just showed that one. I so blank out on these videos. I can't remember the smallest little detail. I think Modest Mouse is he's a singer. I don't know if he writes the music, but anyways, I always found that interesting when they got a drummer, kind of leader of the band. But I think it makes sense, especially the music I like. It's got a little bit of a groove. This other one I got, another Chico Master. Again, another one I really didn't have high expectations on. This one is not in the best condition. It's okay. It's got a bunch of scuffings, maybe a VG. This is on Enterprise. I believe it was a subsidiary of Stax. Just because it has Stax on the cover, so I would assume maybe it's their kind of like their jazz spin-off. This one's interesting. Basically it's the backup band for Little Feat. I don't really know the band. All I know is George Lowell on guitar, and I really like the stuff he's on. Like he does he just shows up in random places. He's on this Awesome Soul record I have with David Porter. I know he's on guitar there. And he gives it that kind of that country kind of like, okay, country twang, but like kind of Skinner, like country rock, kind of, but like a groovier country rock. He kind of gives it that feel. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of in that same vein. It's jazz, but it's a little bit like kind of more like country rock jazz mix. He's also on Robert Palmer. I think it's his first album. Sneak Into the Alley with Sally. He kind of gives it that's the more the soulful record, but it's kind of got that same kind of vibe to it. So I really like when he shows up. I did get one of his solo albums, and I wasn't really too impressed with it. I think he does better, when he's kind of just like a part of the band. I don't really know too much about Little Feat. I mean, I've heard a few of their albums, but I'm not like a huge fan. I do like it. I don't see it that often. And it's probably something I've come to appreciate maybe more recently in the last couple years. And I used to get like tons of classic rock stuff a long time ago. I probably had it and got rid of it, I'm guessing. But anyways, moving on. This is a blues record I got in that collection. This is Coco Taylor. I Got a Woman. I Got What It Takes. Sorry, I'm trying to reach on my iPad screen. This is on Alligator Records. This is awesome. She's got a gritty voice. Kind of like, like you think like James Brown singing blues, like a female version. And she's like kind of raspy and just gets after it. This one is from '76, I want to say. I didn't really know much about her. I think her first album, I saw the cover when I was looking this up, and it's something I recognized, so that's probably a record that maybe is a little more classic. I don't know it. I'll definitely check it out now, but yeah, Really cool to discover some new blues. And that collection was weird. It had a lot of blues, but it had like again, probably really picked over, like nothing like super classic. There's one pretty good record I have on the show, but the rest, I mean, there's some BB King and stuff, but it was a lot of these like 80s like comps and like 80s kind of like these weird reissues out of like Sweden, but they're not like reissues of classic albums. They're just like kind of weird compilations that had like a ton of like blues and like jump blues, like piano blues, stuff that's not really the kind of blues that I'm into. Yeah, it was a very strange collection. I mean, it was cool because I got some kind of weird off the wall stuff. It would have been nice to get some like what's his name? Well, Johnny Hooker and Lightning. It's just so bad. I always blank on these videos. I can't think of pretty common blues players. But yeah. Anyways, stoked to get that. This is another one from her. This is called, I think it's Earthshaker. The Earthshaker. Kind of in the same vein. A little bit later. I think this is like 78 or it might even be in 80. I'm not sure. And I think it's 78. Doesn't say out here, but yeah. Another one on Alligator. These were both really clean. These Coco Taylors. I love getting like clean, crisp, especially like the cover. Just makes it look so good, I feel. Yeah. This is another one I got in the collection. This is, I don't know if this is a classic John Lee Hooker, but definitely stoked to get some John Lee Hooker. Born in Mississippi, raised in Tennessee. I do have a few John Lee Hooker records I got from one, like the first collection I ever bought. Had like a ton of like John Lee Hooker stuff. Yeah, this is on ABC Records. Sorry about the glare. And this is good. I mean, it's blues, but it's got like, I think it has violin on it. It's just something. Let's see. Guitar, drums, vocals, electric, yeah, violins. I think, yeah, there's violin on here. Don Sugarcane Harris plays violins. I want to say he's on, for sure on the B-side. I think he's on every track. But you got John Clemmer on here. You got Robert Hooker on organ. I guess it's his brother. A bunch of other people I don't really know. Michael White, he plays violin on the first song. On the second side, I know Michael White. Yeah. But I think that violin gives it an interesting sound. I really like this one. But it's not like your typical dirty, I say dirty, but you know, I would say John Lee Hooker kind of blues out. But it's cool. I really like the feel to it. I'm going to flip this. Again, that was Zoot Sims Eastern Flight. Side B. Side A is cool too. It's a little more mellow and kind of what I guess I would expect the record to sound. Side B, I think, was where it really get your money's worth. So I'm gonna throw this one on the Chico Hamilton and the Players. Yeah, that drum solo he has is just killer. Side 1. Go, Mr. Chico. Records sliding everywhere here. Next one. This is Merle Saunders. I didn't know this one. I know he plays with Jerry Garcia. I've seen him on some stuff, so I didn't really know what to expect. This is on Fantasy. Really good, kind of like very soulful. I'd say it's a mix between like soul and blues, super funky. The first track really kicks it off, Ant Monk, and then the last track is really good as well. Righteousness. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I mean, it's kind of in between. The tempo kind of goes up and down. There's a couple mellow songs, couple like more bluesy, a couple more soulful. Yeah, I'm trying to think. See who's on this one. I didn't really look at the players on here. Yeah, King Erickson on congas. Bill Upchurch on bass. Billy Fender guitar. Merle Sanders plays clavinet, electric piano, organ. I was looking by song here. I don't know who else is on here. Yeah, it looks like it's sort of kind of just the same lineup on most of these. Yeah. Really good though. I enjoyed that one. Merle Sanders, I believe that's his first album, solo album. I think it was from 1970. So, 1974. Close enough. Next one. This is James Moody, sax and flute man. And this is on Paula Records. It's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen that. So this is really good. I didn't have him, James Moody. I mean, obviously I'd heard of him. I knew who he was. I'm trying to see who else is on here. You got James Moody, Richard Evans on bass, Tennyson Stevens on piano, Jody Christian piano and tambourine, Archie Fisher rock drums, Marshall Thompson jazz drums and congas. So I don't really know any of those guys, but yeah, really good. Kind of a little bit. First track I think starts off kind of slow. I really wasn't into it after the first track, and then it really starts to pick up. I think side B is where it really kind of takes off. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, World is a Ghetto. That's got a nice little jam. I think it's the first. I don't know, a couple songs in, first couple tracks start really slow, and then a couple songs in, it really starts to pick up. It's kind of like, it's like soulful jazz, but not so much like soul jazz. It's definitely more jazz, but it's got a nice groove. Yeah, still get that. Some James Moody. This was probably the highlight of the collection for sure. This is Leroy Vinegar, Glass of Water. This is on Legend. I think it's called Legend Record Co., which I believe it was a pretty small label out of Los Angeles. I don't think they had more than a handful of records, maybe 10 they did. So yeah, this thing is, I'd seen the cover, I really wasn't familiar with it. I mean, when I saw it in the collection there, I thought maybe it was like a $40, $50 record. I didn't know it'd be, a couple $100 record. Kind of obscurity, I guess. Maybe when the collection was picked over because it is an obscurity, nobody didn't grab it, which is great for me, I guess. And I wouldn't pay $200 for this. It's good. It's like, it's sort of like modal soul jazz, I guess, like a mix between the two. I kind of, if you're like familiar with Cleveland Eaton, Leroy Vinegar is a bass player, so I kind of feel like it has that feel to it. It's soulful, but it's like, I think soul music is very, it's like full, right? You know, it usually has like an organ kind of, and it's just very full. Not a lot of space. I think this has a lot of space. Like Cleveland Eaton's bass is very distinct too. It's like, I feel like it's a little bit rawer than like a soul jazz record. So I guess that's kind of why it's like a soul jazz model, kind of mix of music. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend checking it out at least. But it's never been repressed. That's probably why it's so expensive. It's a small label, never been repressed. A little bit more on the obscure side, but yeah, really enjoyed that. Still keep that. This was a record I'd want for a while, and I just finally pulled the trigger on it. This is Jake. It was a good price. Jake Holmes, the Above Ground Sound. Jake Holmes. It's the original on Tower. I believe this is pressed in the UK. No, made in the USA. But he's a UK artist. This obviously is known for the original version of Dazed and Confused that Led Zeppelin covered, I guess. Yeah, it's really good. This is like, I think that's the best track on here, but there's some really good tracks, like kind of like sort of folk, but there's some like very tracks and there's like very psychedelic for sure, like just hard, crazy guitars, like kind of just out there. But the whole record is kind of like up and down. Actually, the record before this is also really good, which I wasn't really super familiar with until I kind of started digging into. After this record came, I started digging into it a little bit more. It's really good. I think that record's actually a little bit better. It has more of that kind of like crazy psych stuff going on, which that's the stuff I really like on that. But there is a couple weak tracks on that as well. I think if you took that album, combined it with this one, took like the best tracks from the two, I think it would have just been an amazing classic album for sure. I mean, this is a classic. Most people know just because of that song. But super stoked to get that. Holmes, another one on the want list. This is a giant, huge, unbelievable purchase for me. This is the Green Caterpillar Masaru Amada Trio +2. And this is Green Caterpillar is the name of the album. I don't know, I made a short list of records I wanted to get this year, like 10 or less. Most of them were Brazilian. This was like the one I wanted to get that was not Brazilian. This is the original on Three Blind Mice. God, this thing is like skyrocketing in value. I was trying to get this like maybe 2018, 2019, and I was trying to get it for $100. And I was never able to get it, but I was always close. But now this thing is just insanely expensive. So what I did, I sold one of my Sixto Rodriguez records on, just sold it on Discogs. I bought this first, but then once I bought it, then I planned to sell the Sixto. So I kind of paid for it. It was a little short on the Sixto after all the fees and everything, but kind of sort of a trade, an internally trade, I guess. Yeah, this is really good, and I've never seen this condition. This is like near mint. I've never seen a record this clean, this old. It's like perfect, and it had the OBI, which a lot of time doesn't have, and it came with the booklet. Everything's like near mint, so definitely this is the most I ever spent on a record up until about a week ago, by far. But I've always wanted it, and I've never seen this clean before. And I figured if I'm gonna get this kind of record, if I'm gonna pay, multiple hundreds of dollars for a record, I might as well get one that's like never gonna need to be upgraded. So yeah, and this is sort of like, it's kind of like soul jazz. Not really. It's like kind of jazz, but like groovier. I think side 2 is kind of really kick-ass. Side 1's cool too. It's more like a soul jazz kind of tip. Side B, I think, gets a little bit more exploratory. But this, I've wanted this one forever. So stoked to finally get this in the collection. Green Caterpillar. And then I showed this, I just did a video yesterday, probably, if you've seen that video. I did a whole video just on this record. This is Joyy Nelson, promo copy on Odeon, 1972, Brazilian acid folk, and this is the most I ever spent on the record. Sure, hands down, not even close. But it was a birthday gift to myself, and this was like sort of my top want. There was another one I want even more that had never sold up until about 2 weeks ago. I was on vacation. It sold on Discogs for like super cheap. It wasn't like a near mint copy or anything though, so, but still would have been great to support, which I didn't. I was out of town, missed it. Wasn't checking my Discogs, of course. But yeah, really stoked to get this one. Really clean. This thing is like, I would say it's pretty much near mint, except for there's one section on side 2 that has like a little scratch. Maybe has like 5 rotational clicks, a little bit. But other than that, it plays perfect, no noise, super clean. It doesn't have the insert. I would love to get the insert. I do have a print of the insert that my friend from Brazil gave me a couple years ago. But the real insert's like this giant fold-out poster thing. So who knows, maybe, I don't want to say I'd upgrade this copy, but I would love to get a poster one day. That's like one of my favorite Brazilian records of all time. This is the other one that I got from that same seller. I kind of negotiated the price down, and I said, oh, can you throw in this record I wanted? I have this record. I have the repress. It's the original Polydor, Egberto Gizmonti, Sonho 70. One of my favorite Brazilian jazz records. It's just kind of, I wouldn't say it's cheaper. It's a pretty pricey record considering, but for Brazilian jazz records, it's very cheap. Yeah, really good. This is it's groovy, kind of a little bit, I think it's like very orchestrated. And this is Egberto Gizmonti's second album. His first one's really good too. Egberto Gizmonti is like a master piano, guitar player. Like, he was just exceptional at both, like really, really good. One of my favorite jazz musicians from Brazil. He started a label, or a subsidiary, I think it was at ECM. I think it was called, God, I'm so forgetful. These videos, I don't know. I get on the spot. It's not just video. Every time I'm on the spot, I just feel like I can't remember my own name. But yeah, he started like a subsidiary of a major label in the early 80s, and there were some cool artists. I picked up a couple on that label about 6 months ago. But yeah, this is a really good. Stoked to get this finally. I've wanted the original for a long time, so I saw an opportunity to sort of get a better deal. I got it for a pretty good price because I was able to throw it in with that Joyy seed. And last but not least, another Brazilian record, Toquinho, Tocando. This is a really clean copy, just a little bit wear on the cover, on the edges and stuff, but not a big deal. And the record's like near mint, probably Canvas and Claire. Original on Phillips. I got this from Alex at Moody 247. There was that, they did like an auction, I don't say an auction, just a record sale to raise money for a foundation for Ukraine. It was Seeking a Thread and Stunt Rock Confusion, and Alex sold a couple. And he had put this one up, and I was all over it. I've been wanting this one. This is a pretty cheap record. You can get this for, if you're really looking, probably like $20. I think that's about what I paid for it. With shipping a little bit more, but I think it's from 70. I want to say it's a little bit later, 76, mid 70s. 77, 1977. Yeah, this is really good. It's kind of like an acoustic-based record. There's other stuff going on in here. I'm trying to see who else is on here. I mean, you got bass player, you got a lot of percussion. It's like I say it's an acoustic. It has like a lot of percussion. Brazilian records, percussion records have a lot of they have a lot of percussion instruments. Kind of just, it's like a acoustic samba groover. Yeah, stoked to get that. I think that's might be my first Toquinho. I mean, I have records with him on it. I think it's his first album I really want to, but that was a little bit pricey. I think he does that one. I think that's the one that does with Joyy Nelson. But anyway, stoked to get that. Stoked to support a decent cause. And Alex lives like super close to me. I think we tried to meet up a couple times, but life. But he lives in Claremont, which is about 45 minutes from me. Maybe on a good day a little less. So yeah, stoked to get that from him. Yeah, and that's it. Recent vinyl finds. I hope everyone's doing well, and the vinyl gods bless you. Cheers.